Humans aren't born out of laying around on their asses. We're the dominant species. We built all this. We're powerful and we're beautiful and we're ready to build the next level of civilization in God's plan. If you love God and you want to build a pro-human future, you must become the victor. But you have to believe in yourself first. This is the truth, and everyone knows it.
So, ladies and gentlemen, honestly, I thought that my last video was going to be the final one that I did on Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 for a little while at least. However, new information has come out, and I want to take a moment to show my appreciation for Mark Kern. In my last video, I was very critical of what he said, but he's done a complete about-face. And I think what sent him over the edge is finally it became too much to defend, because we have yet another bit of information that's come out about this game and really the team behind it that has sent people over the moon. And the thing is, when you talk about Kingdom Come Deliverance, it is a Christian-based game. Kingdom Come Deliverance. It is based in Christian themes. This is supposed to be a historical game. However, for some reason, the people that are behind the scenes have lost their mind. They have seen failure after failure after failure after failure with LGBTQ woke propaganda, left-wing degeneracy. They've seen a turning of the tides, and for some reason, they thought that they should put this shit in the game, they should run their community tab the same way, that they should basically do everything that everyone has done to fail, and yet somehow, some way, they're going to be special. They're going to be able to make it work. It's never been the case. I don't know what you retards are genuinely too stupid to understand. I don't get it. I don't know how you can see so many failures and yet continue thinking, no, we're special. No, we're going to do it this time. So what I'm talking about is a community manager for this game, and this is one of the things that sent Mark Kern over the edge, is somebody asked, why is Henry forced to be heterosexual in Kingdom Come Deliverance 1? And the response from the community manager is budget constraints. That's correct. Their narrative, and this is a community manager for Warhorse Studios, is that budget restraints were the only reason the Kingdom Come Deliverance was with a straight main character. These disgusting woke freaks do not deserve your time or your money or your consideration. It's as simple as that. And we've seen over and over and over again these people be given an inch and then they take a mile. Oh, here's another one. Apparently, Warhorse Studios is closing Steam threads that don't align with its woke feminist LGBTQ propaganda. Boycott Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. Done. The thing is, when I say zero tolerance for LGBTQ, it's not just even about that one thing, although I think that that sort of sodomy and that sort of degeneracy is wrong. It's about an entire culture. It's never just one thing. It's never just one little thing. It's always more. It's sort of like if you see that there's like a little teeny tiny bit of rot on a piece of fruit. You go, oh, that's just, I'll just cut it away. And the moment that you cut deeper, well, the rot is so much bigger inside. On the outside, it doesn't look too bad. It's just one little thing. One little thing. And then you cut into it, and it just oozes. And there's this disgusting, smelly, gross, just filth that just seeps out, and it's nasty. And you've got it on your hands now. You got too close to it. You didn't just throw it away. That's my position on wokeness and identity politics and LGBTQ. When there is even an ounce of it, when it is acknowledged as, oh, this may be morally equal to being sane and rational and reasonable and moral and good, when that is put on par, that is a failure in thinking that doesn't just manifest itself in one teeny tiny way. And so it's no surprise to me that the community managers are filth. The code of conduct they put out is a Marxist wet dream. Closed. Maybe if I'll change my avatar to Pepe, my customers will forget about all this in 2 weeks. My ancestors are smiling at me, Warhorse. Can you say the same? Closed. 0 users have been banned in the last hours. Threads have been closed with reason given to bring the forum in order for reasonable discussions. Reasonable discussions. So they're banning and blocking people because the conversation isn't reasonable enough. These freaks, these disgusting, oozing, unctuous, detestable people are why your games fail. There is no op. It's not some kind of the LGBTQ ninja snuck in at the last minute late at night. It's these people. And then they want to try to trick you. They want to try to bamboozle you. In the same way that the media did with Dragon Age the Veilguard. They want to trick you into paying your hard-earned money. It's a scam. It's a scam. It's a scam. It's a scam. They just want your money. They don't care about the experience that you're enjoying the game. They just want your cash. Because they want to hide this stuff in the game. And so I'll tell you this. The attitude of the people behind the scenes says everything. You don't get a game that's the stellar, brilliant, gorgeous product. And then suddenly there's just this weird cabal of degenerate freaks that just happen to be orbiting it. That doesn't happen. There are always examples of this sort of stuff where when you see smoke, there's fire. So here's a comment. Will we have some kind of same-sex romance or even any kind of romance? The response is same-sex romance. No, you will play as Henry, the son of a blacksmith from, so this is 8 years ago. Keep in mind. So is there same-sex romance? No. You will play as Henry, the son of a blacksmith with silver scalus. And he already does have a background story in which he is not a bi odor. He's not bisexual or homosexual. But there will be homosexual NPC characters in the game. So those players who are not straight will be forced to romance a woman. Nobody will force you to do anything. But you will play as Henry, the son of a blacksmith. And yes, he is straight and white and male and from Bohemia. So 8 years ago, this was the sentiment. But for whatever reason, these people have adopted this dying cult, this depraved mental illness, this bout of degeneracy, and for some reason, they've adopted it into their game, and they are just flummoxed. They can't understand, why are we getting this sort of feedback? Why are we getting this sort of pushback? Because you are the worst of them. You are a company that billed itself as somebody that was supporting a Christian game, not this sodomite, adventure that apparently you want us to go on in the second one. You have abandoned your principles to the point where somebody that was defending you vehemently just yesterday has rescinded that. You have gone so far over the cliff that even Mark Kern has abandoned you. So, I think this is a big deal. It does need to be called out. And by the way, they can do whatever they want. You want to have a gay game? You want to have an LGBTQ friendly game? You want to ban people from having a conversation about this? Fine. They'll just move to X, where you can't control their conversation, and we'll talk about it. You don't curate anything this way anymore. The only thing that you do with this is you put a bigger spotlight on yourself, because I'll do a video on it. 100 other people will do a video on it. We'll talk about this because it's censorship. And you could say, well, they have every right to do it. Sure. I'm not even saying that, well, they better unban the... No, you can do that. But do you understand how bad it makes you look? Do you understand how bad it makes you look? It's atrocious. And I agree with this statement right here. I don't know if you guys can see it. Let me pull it over. At this point, Warhorse Studios could remove all the wokeness and LGBTQ from propaganda from the game, and it wouldn't matter. And this is absolutely true. The damage that they have done to their own reputation is done. It cannot be undone at this point. Even if they apologized and backtracked, that still would not recover from what we've seen. Even if they undid the Marxist code of conduct, and that code of conduct is egregious. That is egregious. Even if they did that, it would not undo what people have seen. Here's the brief reminder. This isn't the whole thing. Zero tolerance for discrimination. Discrimination in any form is strictly prohibited. This includes racism, prejudice or hostility based on race or ethnicity, sexism, discrimination or hostility based on gender or sex, homophobia or transphobia, hatred or prejudice directed at LGBTQ individuals, sodomites. These freaks say, no, you can't criticize these people. You can't criticize them. You can't have any problem with their lifestyle. And by the way, they've included all of them. The lesbians, the gays, the bisexuals, the trans, queers, plus. This is a cult. And it is disgusting. And it is evil. And it is wrong. And so, if your terms of service say you can't criticize sodomites, you are embracing a Marxist, anti-Christian, regressive worldview that seeks to immortalize in the cultural zeitgeist degeneracy and filth. Ableism, mocking or belittling individuals with disabilities. Ageism. So I can't even make fun of you for being old, like you old bastard. Religious discrimination targeting individuals for their faith or lack thereof. I will make fun of you atheistic freaks until the cows come home, including, but not limited to, Islamophobia or anti-Semitism. This is egregious. Classism. You can't be classist in a middle-aged game. You're not allowed. Do you know what I want to do when I see these rules? I want to do each and every one of them. I want to violate each and every one of these rules because these sick, twisted freaks are telling me that I can't. Colorism, bias or prejudice based on skin tone, body shaming. These fat freaks say you can't shame them. Any posts or comments or behaviors perpetuating these harmful ideologies will be removed. You know what else is going to be removed? The will of people to buy this stuff. No one is going to want to associate with your game. You have destroyed your reputation for nothing in return. You have alienated your biggest supporters. So anyone who comes to me and says, this whole thing is overblown, no. Absolutely not. Anyone who says, well, I'm not going to talk about this, there's so much misinformation, that person is a fraud, that person is a liar, that person is a freak. And that includes people that I would otherwise agree with. That includes people that I would otherwise agree with. Why don't we look at Endymion for a second? He put a whopper of a post out there. The entire Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 situation is an effing cancer. What a mess of epic proportions on every level. So I want you to understand, I didn't see this post. The post that I was actually talking about, I don't know if he deleted it, but it was actually earlier where I don't know if he deleted it, but he was talking about, I'm not going to talk about Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 because, Daniel Vavra, director of Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, debunks this claim. See what I'm telling you guys? Lots of information going around about don't believe everything instantly. He may have deleted it and re-uploaded it. This whole situation is stupid at this point. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 directors causing... this isn't it. So maybe he deleted the post. Maybe he deleted it. There's been miscommunication on how Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 has had its messaging presented. Now more information comes out and it shows a clearer picture. Regardless, this entire situation is unfortunate. Hopefully this video clears things up. The internet was wrong about Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. So this was a defense for it, but I think he deleted the post that he put out there. I could be totally wrong. But basically it was a defense for the game. It was a defense for basically the situation, saying he wasn't even going to talk about it because it was so ridiculous. There's so much misinformation at this point. And the truth is, while there may have been things that people got wrong, the spirit of the issue was absolutely correct. Because here we got PC Gamers. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 forums rules that banned racism, homophobia, and neo-Nazis walk by the publisher, which now just asks everyone to please be nice. Forum rules that banned racism, homophobia, and neo-Nazism walked back by the publisher. Oh, so the publisher is now walking back the rules? Wait a minute. So this is saying that they've rolled back their code of conduct? Is this true? Is this true that they've walked back their code of conduct? I don't even know what to say. The failure is absolutely unbelievable. The fact that you could have this level of just absolute unprofessional discord and incompetence is breathtaking. And keep in mind, people like Endymion and Grums were defending this game, defending Daniel Vavra, and the situation is so bad that even they had to basically turn, make an about face. That is unreal. And the fact of the matter is, okay. I actually found the post from Endymion. He didn't delete it. This was it. I'm moving on for now. No point in covering this anymore. It's all retarded now and full of misinformation. If something factual gets said, shown, I'll talk about it. Until then, I'm covering other stories. So basically, he noped out of this. And my response was the game has an LGBTQ romance option and scene in the game for a straight Christian character. That's confirmed. The code of conduct was updated to be a Marxist wet dream. Confirmed. The studio was hiding replies. Confirmed. Daniel Vavra attacked Rev Says Desu for being a grifter. Confirmed. The only retardation I see is from content creators pretending like this is a complicated issue full of misinformation. It's not. And I stand behind that, and I was vindicated because nearly everyone has come around to this and realized that no, it's not just a retarded issue with misinformation. It is absolutely clear. It is absolutely clear that this game, the people behind it, have gone woke. It is a woke game. So Mark Kern putting out a statement, in a video a couple days ago that the game isn't woke. People like this coming out and saying the game isn't woke. I was right. I was absolutely right. This person is also right. They betrayed their player base. For what, though? This is for what? For what? Why? Why would you do this? You had everything. You had a good reputation as being based. You had a player base that loved you. People were looking forward to the game. They were comparing it to Avowed as your game being the superior avatar of what gaming should be. What on earth was worth betraying all of that? All of the goodwill, the instant pre-orders, which is very rare these days. I don't usually pre-order a game ever. I cancel my pre-order. What was so worth it about pandering to a bunch of sodomite freaks? What was so worth it? What was it about this particular cult, this sect of degenerate weirdos? What was so important about saying, well, no, the character's not Christian anymore. Oh, no, the character's not straight anymore. What was so important? What was so valuable? Nothing. You gain nothing from it. You have destroyed yourself for nothing. And this is what blows my mind, is you have these people that see what's going on. This guy was making posts, Daniel Favre, this guy was making posts about Dragon Age the Veilguard, comparing the numbers for Kingdom Come Deliverance 1 to the Veilguard. He's seen the failure. He knows it. This isn't a surprise or a jump scare. He's aware of it. So how? How can these people think that they're special and that this thing is not really about what it seems to be, but it's about something else, and actually people are really going to love this? How could you be so stupid over and over? Is it ego? Is it narcissism? You think that you're above, what the gaming community is obviously expressing. You think that you're above that. What is it? I genuinely want to know what compels people to ruin themselves. And I mean that genuinely. This guy, Daniel Favre, his reputation is never going to recover. He is done. His team is done. Community managers, Warner Studios, never going to recover. You have done irreparable damage. And for what? Your community manager is saying the reason that the main character wasn't a homosexual, wasn't a sodomite in the first game, was because of budget constraints? Those are the people that you have representing your brand? Those are the people that you have out there promoting your game to the gaming community? I understand that there are people within the gaming industry, within the gaming community rather, who are not Christian. They're not Christian, but they grew up in a Christian country, and whether they like to admit it or not, they understand a Christian ethic. They may have abandoned some parts of it, but it is core and fundamental to who they are. Homosexuality is disgusting. You can try to normalize it all you want. This sort of sodomite behavior, it's never been normalized as an identity. This is who and what I am. No, it's never been acceptable. That's why every holy book that's ever existed, every tribe, every group across the globe, these people will say, well, yeah, but the Greeks and the Greeks and the Romans in Rome, just this whole thing. this whole thing is just an absolute mind-blowing experience to behold. Because there's no upside. There's no benefit. It's not as though there's like something on the other end where you can say, okay, well, maybe, just maybe, if they did this, then they're going to receive this special something on the other end. But there's none of that. Not even close. The damage that they've done to themselves for nothing, it's miraculous to witness. It really is. You look at the people that wanted, the people that were invested and wanted to defend this and like it. And because you went down this path, you ruined yourself, and it was for nothing. You pander to a bunch of people that are not going to buy your product, not going to invest their time and energy into it. You look at this, you look at the exasperation, the frustration. You look at the way that this person, Mark Kern, looks at this and just throws his hands up, like after defending you, doing a video, doing everything they could to help you. All for what? There's no benefit at all. It is a self-destructive behavior, a mindset, and I genuinely don't understand. I genuinely don't understand why people do this to themselves. It just doesn't make sense. Henry was always meant to be queer. They just didn't have the money for it back then. Can you stop complaining now? That is an official community manager for this particular studio that decided to go out there and say that before the launch of this. A very expensive, very time-consuming venture that took lots of different people, working together. And up until about a week ago, their reputation was good. They embraced this sort of stuff. Their reputation erodes in an instant. And if you don't think that's a coincidence, you're fooling yourself. Combination of mistakes that are so easily avoidable that it's honestly unbelievable that we're having this conversation. And speak of the devil. EA cuts forecast after Dragon Age the Veilguard sales disappoint. This just further proves my point. Just randomly throw that in there. Well, I don't know what else there is to say on that. I'm just stunned. What compels people to ruin themselves? There's no upside, at least not that I know of. Maybe somebody else can inform me about what the upside would be. What the benefit would be to yourself, to your studio, your colleagues, teammates, your brand. What upside would there be? I don't see any. Not off the top of my head. It seems like this would be something that you would know to avoid. But no. Anyway. That'll do it. Thanks for watching, as always. Thank you for supporting the channel. I'll see you next time.